There was some quote unquote big news for the Rings of Power and the showrunners J.D. Payne and Patrick McKay. Amazon is trying to spin it as a positive that their contract has been extended. They signed a new 3-year deal and then they are spinning off their own production company. But if you look back at this, I think this is another sign that the first season was an abysmal failure, and they are now having to significantly cut costs moving forward. Before we get into this, I'd like to ask you, please hit that subscribe button, hit that bell for notifications so you don't miss any of our future videos here at the Trent Report. Let's get into this over here. This is over at the Hollywood Reporter. The Rings of Power showrunners sign new Amazon deal, begin early work on season 3. This is, who's this written by? This is from James Hibbard and Boris Kitt. They report Patrick McKay and J.D. Payne have signed a 3-year deal, which also launches their own production company, 1040 PM Productions. And if we scroll down a little bit further, here you can see this information from Vernon Davis saying, we began this. He is head of television at Amazon MGM Studios. He says, we began this remarkable journey with JD and Patrick more than 5.5 years ago and have never looked back. We continue to be amazed by the scope and scale of their vision and the enormous global success achieved by The Lord of the Rings of Power in its record-breaking first season. We can't wait for Prime Video customers to experience the epic adventure and high-stakes drama that JD and Patrick are continuing to build throughout season 2 and beyond. Naturally, the studio is thrilled to extend our overall deal with these brilliant creative minds as they continue to deliver on their passion for great storytelling. And I think that is right there is really important. Extend our overall deal. This is a contract that I think expired, and because it took them so long to develop it, they're having to extend it. And maybe they're not even extending it in that sense. I think they might be actually renegotiating it. There might be some kind of clause or something in the contract where they're renegotiating it based on performance of season 1. And we know that season 1 did not do well, despite Vernon Davis here touting it up. We have a previous report from the Hollywood Reporter claiming that 63% of people who tuned in to watch the first episode did not complete the show at all. We saw the Nielsen ratings. Yes, they were high. They did perform well. I think that just shows how much people are interested in the Lord of the Rings franchise. But as soon as we saw them decline, the viewership declined over time. And then literally the week after the show was stopped airing, it completely fell off the charts, which is not good. Like, you would think that you would have built word of mouth, more people would be tuning in, you'd have people binge watching it, etc., building up that hours watch time that Nielsen uses. We did not see that with the Rings of Power. We saw it completely fall off the charts. And then I think there's more evidence here that this is a contraction. If you look at this right here, the show's second season has wrapped filming and will be released later this year, while a third season hasn't officially been ordered and a writer's room has not yet opened. The showrunners have started to break the initial storyline. So what? They haven't greenlit a third season. What is happening here? If we go over to Empire, this is from 2022, 2 years ago. The Rings of Power's 5 seasons are fully planned out. We know what our final shot will be. This is what the showrunners told them. J.D. Payne told Empire, this is what he said. We even know what our final shot of the last episode is going to be. The rights that Amazon bought were for a 50-hour show. They knew from the beginning that was the size of the canvas. This was a big story with a clear beginning, middle, and end. There are things in the first season that don't pay off until season 5. So they are saying here that Amazon purchased a 5-season show from the very beginning. So why would you need to extend your contract or renegotiate your contract? There's 2 reasons, right, that I can think of. Either you want to renegotiate it lower because their performance was awful, or their performance was great and you want to renegotiate it higher. I think all the evidence shows that their performance was terrible and Amazon is now renegotiating it lower. So we can go back to this Hollywood Reporter article here too. Look at the second paragraph. In addition, Amazon is planning to move the show's production hub from Bray Studios to a new production facility at nearby Shepperton Studios in the UK. So this is the third change in location for the filming of this show. They were originally filming in New Zealand, where they filmed the movies. Then they moved to the UK for season 2, and now we're moving to another location in the UK. That, to me, indicates you're cutting costs. You can't afford the other facility potentially. I'm not super familiar with these facilities, but I think there is the possibility that you're cutting costs here again by trying to move to this other facility in the United Kingdom. It's probably cheaper. So I think this is all a negative for the Rings of Power, even though they're trying to spin it as this big positive. Oh, they're getting a contract renewal. They're starting their own production company, etc. Contract extension. Well, no, I think this is a renegotiation of the contract to downward. It's interesting that you don't get any comments in this Hollywood Reporter article from JD Payne and Patrick McKay, aside from this right here, which is a previous comments they made with the Hollywood Reporter about what they were going to be doing for season 2. There's nothing from them in this. And I think that's telling. But let me know what you guys make of all this. I think this is clearly a negative piece that they're spinning as positive. I think it proves that the show has significantly contracted. People have tuned out, and I think Amazon has potentially lost faith in what these people have been doing with the Rings of Power. I think maybe also the DEI stuff is coming home to roost. We're already seeing a lawsuit or an EEOC complaint against the Walt Disney Company with all their DEI stuff. Amazon has just recently been further exposed with all of their DEI stuff, with Elon Musk bringing that to the attention of even more people, even though I've been harping on this for years. But I think there's a change of foot here, and it's showing that they did not like the original vision. I think that original 50-hour, let's go back here, 50-hour show is what they're saying Amazon bought the rights to. I think that they are having some second thoughts and wanted to renegotiate that. And the fact that they haven't, quote unquote, greenlit a third season, even though they purchased the rights to a 50-hour show, indicates that, we got to get those costs down. We need to prove what you're actually doing. So let me know what you guys make of this. Let me know in the comments below. Remember to always be charitable, but to always speak the truth.